My name is Anita, and I am a blockchain developer. There's been a lot of buzz around cryptocurrencies, especially with the Reserve Bank of India cutting off banking access to exchanges. This debate has been dominated by stories of crypto traders, exchanges, and speculative investors. But what about its impact on blockchain developers? The entrepreneurs, the innovators, the ones who are actually shaping the future of this revolutionary technology. Here's why we think blockchain technology has the potential to change the future. By using math and cryptography, blockchain provides an open, decentralized database of any transaction involving any form of value, be it money, goods, property, artwork, or even both, creating a record whose authenticity can be verified by the entire network. The future global economy will move towards decentralization of trust, where third-party organizations may no longer be necessary to create trust in transactions, where anyone with access to the internet can get involved in blockchain-based transactions. This ability to create trusted transactions between unknown parties is an ability of open public blockchains, which are much more powerful than the distributed ledger technology that underlies private blockchain experiments in India. But why can't we just adopt blockchains without cryptocurrency? Well, because public blockchains, the kind that offer the biggest promise, can't really work without crypto incentives. This is because a cryptocurrency acts as the incentive for the network participants to maintain and secure the network. That's the whole point of decentralized consensus. Nodes that validate these transactions are rewarded, and there are protections against bad behavior. Cryptocurrencies may have become popular as an investment, but their primary purpose is the development and maintenance of open blockchains. Developers need cryptocurrency for the software development process. Every time a distributed application or dApp deploys on a platform, it must pay the system in these cryptocurrency tokens to process its transactions. So imagine a scenario where you own a diesel car, but diesel is suddenly banned. Then even your car goes down the drain, right? This is exactly what has happened when you ban cryptocurrencies. You inadvertently also ban open blockchain development. It is the regulatory equivalent of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Today, the internet revolution has given us Google, Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, applications that have each changed the lives of millions of Indians. What's most disappointing is that India missed out on giving birth to any of these global companies. This is exactly why we should not miss out on creating the next tech giants powered by blockchain. Blockchain is touted as the next internet, an internet of value, and expected to result in $3 trillion of economic impact in the next decade. With the current regulatory stance, if entrepreneurs, developers, users cannot participate in the crypto economy of public blockchains, India loses out in many ways. The first of these is jobs. The IT sector has been central to India's economic rise and job creation, but it is now shrinking due to factors like automation, global regulations, and competition. Jobs are being lost at a rapid pace. In contrast, the global demand for blockchain talent is exploding. Blockchain is the fastest growing skill on job sites, seeing growth in demand of 2,000 to 6,000% per quarter. And these jobs pay 50 to 100% higher than an average developer's salary. A lot of the demand for these is in the open blockchain space, and a lot of these payments are done in cryptocurrencies. In addition to salaries, cryptocurrencies are also used by the users of any platform to transact on it. As a result of the ban, both payments and growth are affected for any blockchain platform in India. India is now facing a brain drain scenario where a lot of the developer talent pool in India is migrating to countries like Singapore, Switzerland, Malta, Estonia, and others that allow this growth. In Incrypt's survey of blockchain developers, 84% felt they could now only work on foreign projects, and 86% said they'll move out if there are no Indian users of crypto anyway. The second aspect in which India loses is capital. Apart from jobs, India also needs capital. Despite all the promise of India's startup sector, the reality is that early stage funding is still hard for most Indian entrepreneurs, especially those not in metros or without the right networks. Venture capitalists in India invested $4 billion in early stage projects in 2017 versus $40 billion in China and $83 billion in the US. Blockchain-based ICOs, when done correctly, have opened a whole new funding avenue for startups. While ICOs clearly need to be regulated responsibly, the current policy in India is closing the doors even for high-quality projects. Did you know that Indian blockchain startups have only attracted 5 million of venture capitalist funding in the last 18 months versus 2 billion of VC funding and 20 billion in ICO funding globally? Incrypt survey suggests that while India can be a huge net beneficiary in terms of capital, 82% of respondents feel that wealth and value created by blockchain startups will move out of India. Thirdly, blockchain also provides solutions for India's problems. Public blockchains can create trust in transactions without middlemen and offer fascinating solutions to many of India's problems by removing middlemen and speeding up business processes. Services such as cheaper remittances, safety of identity data, fractional ownership of real estate, robust energy microgrids, reliable health records, and Internet of Things networks all become possible with a blockchain foundation. All this may sound highly optimistic, but public blockchains are indeed being experimented with in many ways, from voting in Brazil, grants in Canada, digital IDs in Switzerland, and energy grids in Chile. 75% of blockchain developers surveyed believe open and not private blockchains are needed to solve India's problems, and they need crypto incentives. But without the use of even protocol tokens, all blockchain development in India will get limited to private blockchains, and India will lose out on all the innovation possible by participating in the global blockchain ecosystem. Fourthly, India will lose out on its positioning in the global technology economy. AI, robotics, IoT, big data, these are not just buzzwords. This is a high-stakes game between countries to win via technology, and India is still catching up. Blockchain is a foundational layer where India has the opportunity to take a lead. Moreover, these technologies do not work in silos. The future is being shaped as they all converge. For example, an IoT network with a distributed ledger and AI built in. But without public blockchain infrastructure or talent without sufficient exposure to advancements in cryptography, consensus mechanisms, or other aspects of public blockchain, India will not occupy a prime position in the innovation economy. If thousands of developers miss out on the opportunities to develop on the Googles or Facebooks of tomorrow, we will once again be left importing solutions. No surprise that 82% of the developers Incrypt surveyed believe India is losing out in the global race. But hold on. What about the risks that come from the volatility or decentralization of cryptocurrencies? What about money laundering? What about protecting the small investor from scams? And what about the risk of capital leaving India? Indeed, these are serious issues, and we must respect the government's concerns. But the current policies have inadvertently shut down a new technology space, as it was just showing its promise in India. It is equivalent to throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Incrypt believes that with smart yet light-touch regulations, the government can foster innovation and also ensure the above concerns are addressed. Some of these suggestions include bank-led KYC of exchanges after allowing them banking access, bringing legitimate earnings into the tax net via PAN, minimum income requirements for investing, sandbox experiments for ICOs, and a specialized regulator down the road. Remember when we thought the internet was a fad? Fast forward 20 years and we have revolutionized the way we communicate, move, or consume information. Blockchain will change the world in equally profound ways. Only this time it won't take 2 decades, and India needs to act fast. To find out more, please read our policy paper at our website.